This video is not on the Russian Revolution. It only analyzes the period in Soviet history in which the Holodomor happened. I'm also not debating whether or not it was genocide, only who was responsible. Was the Holodomor quote-unquote a crime that can be attributed to a Jewish conspiracy, or does the ethnicity of perpetrators not play a role? As one Jew said, facts don't care about your feelings. Let's look at who ruled the Soviet Union at that time. The two most important organs of the Soviet government were the Politburo and the Central Committee. In the Politburo there was a single Jew, Lazar Kaganovich, so 8% of members and 6% if we count candidates. When it comes to the Central Committee, they were 33% of the apparatus, 13% of members and 15% of candidates. In total 16% of the Central Committee. That's nowhere near 80% like Hitler claimed. The sources for all of that are in the description. But what about overrepresentation? Jews were not the only group overrepresented. Jews were 16% of the Central Committee, while being 2% of the population. So they were 9 times overrepresented, but so were Latvians. Latvians were 4.5% of the Central Committee, but only 0.5% of the population. So they were 9 times overrepresented. Other ethnic groups were also overrepresented, Lithuanians included. Also, overrepresentation does not entail a conspiracy by a specific ethnic group. It simply does not follow at all. If the Holodomor was a purposeful genocide, then Latvia, Georgia, etc. would also have to take responsibility, but that does not seem to be a sound conclusion. In 2010, a Ukrainian court judged these 7 individuals as being guilty of the Holodomor. One can make the argument that Jews were 29% of them. Okay, but Poles were 14% of them. If we check who was actually more overrepresented in this group, then Poles were more overrepresented. However, in very small circles of people, absurd overrepresentations will happen, so it is a very flawed methodology.